any veteran who needs it. Now, Nick's an amazing guy because he has also set up Talk Mental Health, a not-for-profit organisation which delivers a focus on promoting a greater understanding of mental health in the community by delivering projects that encourage self-management. And I'm delighted to say Nick tells us his incredible story now. Hi, Nick.
Evening, darling.
Hello, princess.
Do you like that link there?
That was just seamless. And I'm very honoured that you've been watching other parts of the show. We were talking about nicknames in the workplace. Tell me about nicknames in the military, because, I mean, that's all part of the banter, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. My nickname was Westy because my surname then was Westhorpe. But then you've got, like, anyone from Liverpool, they're Scouse.
Yeah.
And so, you know, oh, have you seen Scouse? Yeah, which one? Out of 20, which one is it? So,
and
yeah,
names,
there's
some
a
of the
lot of them.
nicknames, they can be very harsh.
Yeah, I think society would balk if they actually knew the truth of some of the stuff that happened in the military. But it's the mindset you need to get through the times when we are in battle.
Well, look, we're so excited to have you on the show, Nick. How old were you when you realised that you wanted to be a soldier?
Well, I actually tried. I was a late starter, really. All my mates were in the army. I was a bit of a Jack the Lad when I was younger. So it was probably when the police started knocking on the door that I thought I needed to sort my life out. And that was when I was 19, 20. So I joined up finally when I was 21, which is quite old back then. You know, it's you have all kinds of rages now going in, but back then it was typically 16 to 18-year-olds going in. So I'd already been sleeping on the street.
You'd already been sleeping on the streets. What were the pitfalls of being an older recruit?
Well, like I say, because I've been sleeping on the street since the age of about 16, 17, they treat you like your bitch. So they kind of go, right, go put the brew on, bitch. You're Nig. A Nig is new in green. So, you know, when you're in there, you do get the abuse and you have to earn the respect. You've got to work your way up. And yeah, it's tough. It's a bit brutal at times, but, you know, again, it's the way it goes.
Was it what
a lot
you
of it has been
needed,
cleaned up.
Nick? Was it what you needed? I mean, if you were on the streets as a teenager and you went into the military, was that the answer?
I think so. Like I say, it's tough, it's harsh, but it actually helps your resilience. It's not the best way of training people mental resilience, but it does toughen you up, you know. And little did I know that later on I'd actually be glad of that when I'm out in the Middle East.
Yeah. So how did you wind up on the streets, Nick?
It was a kind of difficult period, and don't really want to go into that area if that's all right with you tonight, buddy.
But that's how it played out. You entered the military. You got prejudged because of your time as a homeless person, but you made your way up the ranks and you went very far.
Yeah, I got to be a sergeant, and unfortunately, my whole career was in front of me. You know, I could have gone to be a commissioned officer, but when the redundancies kicked in some 8-9 years ago, unfortunately, you know, if you fell within a certain category, that was it. Pretty much you're gone. And also by that time, I'd already picked up my spinal injury, so I've got 7 prolapse in my discs now. My senior medical officer basically said, accept redundancy or we'll medically discharge you. So I didn't really have much of a choice.
What is the legacy of that injury? How is your health now in terms of your back?
Pretty bad. I spend 70% of my time laid up. This is my mobility bed, which is why my background's a bit rough. I'm trying to raise money for a specific electric wheelchair at the moment because it's going to be about an 8-9 week before I even find out whether I can get funding for it or not. And I experience chronic pain every day, every minute of every hour of every day.
How did you sustain the injury, Nick?
It was unfortunately effectively overusage, carrying heavy weight, running with it, jumping up and down. Basically, my spine was overused. It's about 30 years degenerated above what my age is. And that has led to the prolapse discs. I can't walk for any longer than 20, 30 minutes. I can't stand up for any longer than 20, 30 minutes. And I've been left on opiate-based painkillers for the past 9 years, which I'm now addicted to.
And Nick, notwithstanding the huge challenges that you face physically, you've set up 2 charities.
Yeah, well, Talk Mental Health is really my baby. It started in May last year, and I've been trying to help veterans with their mental health, and it got to the point where you constantly fight in the system and the bureaucracy, and the only way I could find a way to get through to that was actually taking it to a wider audience, as in to support males. And then to build up to the strategic level when I can then best help veterans and their families and partners, let's not forget.
And what are the specific mental health issues facing veterans?
Veterans specifically, a lot of people speak about post-traumatic stress disorder, but obviously that's not specific to veterans. Police, anyone can have it who experiences trauma. There's a lot of depression, for sure, moderate to high levels of depression from when you transition from being in something like the military, especially those who have served 10 years plus, and then trying to transition back into society, and you lose all your purpose, meaning, and identity. In the military, you are a number, you know what your job is, you know what you do, you know where you belong, you know where you fit in the system. And when you leave, even if that's what you wanted to do, you then have to reinvent yourself. And there's no rule book for that, So typically round about the 2-year point, unless something bad happens, then that's when the guys and girls start struggling with it. And when something bad does happen in their life, they're used to going to the military family and everyone supporting them and huddling around them and being there for them. And then suddenly they find that they're not there, they're on their own, and very few people care.
Talk Mental Health is aimed at the entire local community, and you've got a concept as part of your organisation that you call self-management. Tell me more about that.
It's something that I learned over the past 5 years. I attempted to take my life 5 years ago in July just gone. And I didn't get any professional help whatsoever. So everything I did over the past 5 years, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, but I learned certain things. So I built this self-management workshop, and it's based up of 3 modules of self-awareness, self-care, and self-help. So that self-awareness of who am I? What are my strengths and weaknesses? What are my purpose and beliefs? What is my what really is my identity? Who am I as an individual? Because you're not your name, you're not your career, you're not your partner, you're not the family. Who are you, almost selfishly, as an individual? And then what do you need to do on a day-to-day basis which provides the best opportunity for you to benefit from positive mental health and your well-being generally? And then what do you need to do, identifying what coping mechanisms work for you when you get stressed, when the pressures are on you, when you begin to struggle. And it's doing the work all ahead of time, so it's preventative. And when you do all of this, then people get at their own mind care plan. So when they have difficult times, when they begin struggling, they just go to the mind care plan, and they're reminded of what they can do, who they can turn to, Because when you are there and struggling, whether it's anxiety, panic attacks, feeling suicidal, you very quickly forget who you can turn to. So having that work done in advance really helps males and females.
Nick, as far as I'm concerned, you are a hero 2 times over. Once in the military, serving our country with such courage, and then all over again with the creation of Talk Mental Health. And given the fact that you face major mental health and physical health challenges since you left the military, and yet all you can do is think of others, it's truly remarkable. What's the best way for people to find out about Talk Mental Health?
If they go to talkmentalhealth.org.uk, they go to the website, everything is on the website. If you go on LinkedIn and look for Nick Wilson, Raw Yet Real, they can get my profile, connect with us on there. Our telephone number is on the website, and reach out to us. You know, I know what it's like to have to take that first step. I know how difficult it is to overcome your pride and the toxic masculinity. But the only person who can help themselves is you. So we really need people to start opening up and accepting the support that's available.
And how can people find out about your fundraising efforts to get yourself better equipment?
That's a good question, actually. It's on GoFundMe, and it's on there. Nick Wilson, our Army veteran, needs your support. So if you can go on that, I think we're about just broken £1,000 at the moment, and I need about 3.5. So if they can have a look out, I'll drop you an email if that helps and put it out.
We'll definitely.
If they search on.
If you go to GoFundMe and search Nick Wilson, I'm sure that it will come up. And as I say, I'm humbled to have you on the show, and I look forward to speaking again. Keep up the amazing work, and really good luck with the fundraising as well, because you deserve to have as much equipment as will facilitate your life under the current circumstances, Nick. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember that if you are struggling with your mental health and want to talk to someone, there are so many places you can turn to, including Nick's organisation, Talk Mental Health. You can also call Samaritans on 116 123. That's Samaritans on 116 123. Brilliant organisation. You can email them, joe@samaritans.org. Mind are fantastic too. 0300 123 3393. You can search them online, or 0300 123 3393, or info@mind.org.uk. Humbling stuff, I think you'll agree. Coming up, my panel will reveal today's Greatest Britain and Union